Hello. Today I've turned myself into a Protogen, for good reason. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? That being said, welcome to Payday 2. Consume Payday content. If you couldn't already tell, I mod this game. Most of it's visual, but not everything. So let me tell you what I've changed. First up, sprint with any bag. Because if I didn't, this would have taken much longer. And it's already taking forever. Big oil day 2 stealth. It's exactly what it sounds like. I hate loud. Because I am playing alone, this was essential. Convenient cable ties. All it does is just give me more cable ties. The next one was for you guys, because a lot of these ties actually get really dark for no reason. Night vision for all masks, as well as enhanced night vision. This one's called Lies. And what it does is basically improves the AI. Some of you won't like this last one. It's the biggest gameplay changer I have, but it's simply because it's the way I like playing stealth games. That's right, folks, it's Silent Assassin. Again, some of you might hate me for it. I do not care. I've already played through the entirety of this game, vanilla. I even got this before I found out I could even mod the game. So that'll tell you something. Lastly is Vanilla HUD Plus. Because I didn't have enough things on screen. Now I need to have boxes on the top right that tell me absolutely everything. For some pretty obvious reasons. I will not be playing online. If you read the title, then you'll know I'm going to quickly explain every single heist in the game. Though don't take my word for it, I've only played this game for, a little while, so clearly I know absolutely nothing. Just, don't look at VR chat. First, I'm gonna lockpick my way into the bathroom and grab a keycard. Just, don't pay too much attention to what the keycard looks like. So that guy right there, I've named Michael. Because funny Five Nights at Freddy's, he's watching the cameras. Anywho, he goes sleep now. Now, there are 9 paintings on the map in total, and, I've made some improvements. After shucking him into a corner for a second, there's something on the roof you gotta see. After 4 guards, this guy spawns in on this map and checks the roof and the front, as well as the bathroom. So if you got anything hiding in the bathroom, move it. And if you've broken any cameras, he will see it. So don't do that. Even if you're on a difficulty where you can, don't. But yeah, all you gotta do is just let him make his rounds. Eventually, he'll just leave. Look at him go. Back to the task at hand. All that's left now is to grab what we've stored away and throw it in the van and dip. Before we load into bank heist, you'll see that there are 4 options. And, well, it's in the name what the difference is. You pick gold heist, there's gold in the vault. You pick deposit, there's absolutely nothing but the deposit boxes. Have fun with those. I dare you. It's not as bad if you bring a portable saw. I didn't. Now, actually loading into bank heist, oh my. All these glowing objects are gauge packages. I had a mod on that basically when you got close it highlighted them, but clearly it was not working and it was highlighting them across the map. I turned it off right after this heist. It was so annoying. Yeah, this guy's the bank manager, and a lot of the times in his pocket he'll have a key card. Oh my goodness, who would have guessed? As the heist is right now, you only need 1 key card. And even then you don't really need it. But it's for, you guessed it, Michael. Hi, Michael. Bye, Michael. After listening to Bait for once and grabbing the thermal drill, I place it on the vault and wait for 4 minutes. I skipped ahead, don't worry. Entering the vault, we see the gold that I picked. And, a lot of safety deposit boxes. Luckily, I don't have to open them. Why did I do this? There isn't really much I need to explain about securing bags because it's literally just grab a bag, move it forward, grab a bag, move it forward, grab a bag, throw it in the van, grab a bag, throw it in the... Huh? First, we need to make our way inside. Now you can do this multiple ways, though the way I like doing it is going to the roof via the back. We find the manager, because he's got a key card. It's a running theme, I know. But we make our way into his office with said key card and find a name on his whiteboard. I can read. After taking first grade English, I found the computer with the name. Hack said computer and make my way back to the van for a very good reason. Once the hack is actually complete, we gotta grab some C4 from the van and plant it just in front of the car shop. After stealing the keys that are inside this box, we make our way to one of the cars in front. And, after driving through the tunnels and a little bit of construction, we park the cars inside these storage containers and then hop in the van. Welcome to Cook-Off, the most dangerous way of making salt in the universe. First, we gotta pick up some ingredients. Muriatic acid, caustic soda, and hydrogen chloride. Now pay close attention to what Bane says, because he's going to say two phrases. He's going to tell you an ingredient to put in, but wait, because he's going to say another thing a few seconds later. If it sounds like this, then disregard the first thing he said, because it's wrong and will make the whole thing blow up. Now you can see why it's the most dangerous way of making salt. If you don't hear anything like that, then the first thing he said was correct, even though he doesn't sound sure it's correct. Now, in this one in particular, you only really need to cook 3 bags and then you can just secure everything and leave, which I did because I didn't feel like staying any longer. Michael! I'm gonna sneak my way up the stairs through the back entrance. There are civilians back there. Be careful. We're looking for her. She's the manager of this place. And guess what? You won't believe it. She has a key card. That key card in particular goes to, whatever this thing is. Now, this is important because all the glass casing up front has alarms tied to it. Doing this gets rid of that, so you can do it successfully in stealth. Since every guard on the map is currently, on vacation, it's time to tie up every civilian and lead them to the back of the store. The reason you want to do this is because if a civilian out front sees the civilians tied up inside, they go into a panic. And that can easily domino effect into more civilians panicking. But that didn't happen to me because I'm clearly a professional. Anyway, after getting all the civilians under control, time to break a lot of glass. Please save me from this torment. I didn't want this. Now that all that's done, time to grab all these bags and throw them in the van. I'm gonna go drink some water. This is GoBank, and it's way more difficult than it has to be. The problem with this is there are a bunch of cameras, which on any difficulty you can break, but there are also guards that'll see them too. And especially doing this alone, it's difficult. Unless you have an ECM jammer. If you break a camera that's just outside this door, or the other door, if one's there, a guard will come out and check up on it. Whoa! Wow. I actually kinda got lucky that he didn't notice me or the camera. Because if he did, I would have had to have answered his pager, which could have easily domino affected everyone standing inside. Taking this guy out might be kinda risky.
Security guard.
How did I get away with that? That is insane! Taking out all the guards I could, there's only one left, and a bunch of cameras, so time to plant the ECM and get to work. First, I take out the final guard because his pager is top priority. And because he hasn't seen anything, it's not going off. Next, the final few cameras that are left. Oh, be careful with anything that's near glass, because if you break glass, all the civilians outside the bank will actually see it, again causing a domino effect. Luckily for me, I was careful enough, and it didn't happen. Time to lockpick everything in the vault. This would be faster if I had a saw, but I always forget to bring one. Now, something that is kind of crucial to know, actually, is that civilians don't see loot bags, but they do see body bags. So, if you're bagging loot and throwing it across the room, you don't need to be worrying about civilians seeing it, only guards. Well, after throwing this all across the street and throwing it in the van, time to go.
Job is done.
This job is quick and simple. All you gotta do is take out all guards on the map, because even if you don't have Silent Assassin, you can get them all. Then just start breaking glass, keeping civilians in check, as well as keeping an eye on the drills you planted on 2 safes in the back. After bagging up what you need and or what you want, time to go. Welcome to Reservoir Dogs, a heist you play in reverse. Starting off with day 2, we find ourselves in a warehouse that we have to defend until a man named Mr. Pink arrives. After escorting him to the warehouse, we pick up a saw and then make our way over to some storage containers. We've planted some diamonds inside that we have to secure. Once Twitch arrives, it's all about leaving. Pure and simple. Get out.
Escape vehicle is ahead.
Moving on to day 1, which is actually day 2, we start ourselves off in a meeting. Oh! It's a trap! Oh, don't mind him. Looks like we're moving on to plan B. Time to hack our way into the back of the store. I don't think our drills are gonna cut it. So let's put on 2 of them. Now we need to pick up some liquid nitrogen, because even though we put on 2 drills, it still wasn't enough. Once that process is finished, plant on some C4 and boom!
Please recover as much as you can safely manage.
Well, you heard him. After securing all the loot in the back of the car, it's time to get going. But taser!
Requesting new direct advice.
First off, I gotta say a quick hi to Michael, my boy. He's actually carrying a keycard, which is something I want. There's a vault on this map, and we actually need 2 keycards for it, which is why I got extremely lucky when I this random guy, and he dropped one right next to it. So now all I gotta do is plant the one in that I got from Michael, grab the one from the guard that I just took out, and plant it in the vault as well. And then it opened. This guy in the red jumpsuit is the only civilian on the map with a keycard. He's also the only one in a red jumpsuit, so he's easy to spot. Ooh, helicopter. Alright, I gotta tell you about that. So you see how it's carrying a shipping container right now? That means it's going to drop an artifact in the front yard. Which is the better outcome of the other thing it can do. If it's not carrying that, it'll drop a ton of guards on the roof. Which is not fun. Oh, speaking of artifact, this is an artifact. And you are going to watch me carry it to the secure point. Even though Sprint had me back, it wasn't much better. Well, after securing all you need, and or all you want, simply hop in the van and get going.
Thank you for traveling with us.
This heist is quite fun, actually. After saying hello to Michael here, we need to look for rooms with red X's by the doors, because inside are some C4 that have been stashed away there. Once we pick up all the C4 we need, we make our way downstairs, and even though we aren't forklift certified, we're using a forklift. I am not forklift certified. They're gonna get me. They're gonna get me. This is because we need to use it to plant C4 on the roof. Now, the reason we're doing this is because just above the C4 is a bunch of vaults with money in them, supposedly unrobbable. And now comes one of the fun parts of this heist. We need to make our way up to the sound booth. The reason being is we're taking over the show. After giving Bane the pyrotechnic schedule, this comes over the speaker. He's gonna tell us when we need to hit the buttons, and Bane is going to tell us in our ears what buttons we need to hit. Make sure you have contract voices on, otherwise you won't hear it. The reason we did this was to hide the explosions of the C4 down below. Going back down, we place circle cutters underneath the vaults so we can get the money inside of them. In order to get the money out quickly, I'm going to throw it in this chute. The reason being is that the chute connected to it is close to the drop-off point. After throwing all the bags inside the ceiling, we simply unmask, avoid every guard because they still will get alerted if you get too close, and walk out.
Thank you for not disturbing.
Now there are multiple different types of transport heists, though majority of them, but the one, are the exact same. It's simply a matter of drilling into them, opening up the deposit boxes inside of them, and bagging everything. Keep in mind though, the escape won't actually show up until after you've grabbed your first bag. Hop in the van, go. Now what about the last transport heist, the one that is different? I've actually nicknamed this one Trainsport because it's the only transport that's different. After drilling your way into one of the train cars, you look through the cameras to see what's inside. After you see what's in there, you use the little thing we picked up earlier to hatch your way in. Bag everything that's inside and leave it for later. Because the first thing that the heist lets you bag is actually just the sentry. So, all the shell casings don't matter yet. Once you get into the vault with the sentry, you simply take it over to the secure point. Now this could either be by the water via boat, or near the mill via truck. Once the sentry is secured and out, it's time to start moving the shells that we've already bagged near to the secure point. Once they are, simply bag them all, head back to where you entered, and you're done. After driving our boat in, we zip our way up to the actual platform itself. Now we're looking for something very specific in this section right now, and that's the purest sample of oil. First, we need to make our way into a security room. One of the scientists is actually carrying a keycard that we can use to easily make our way inside. Once we do, we gotta find a USB that's in this cabinet specifically. It's the only one like it. After grabbing the USB, and after passing this room, which we'll dive into much later in this heist, we make our way in, plant the USB, and start searching for the correct type of oil. Now there are two things on the map that'll actually tell you what kind of oil you're looking for. This whiteboard, which tells you what the name of the oil is, and this graph that tells you what color you're looking for. After searching through all these to find the one we're looking for, we take it to a little machine to test what purity it's at. We're only looking for 100% pure. Once we do that, we hack open this garage door and make our way to the transfer spot, saying hi to Michael since this is where we decided to hang out. After flipping this switch, it's time to actually transfer the oil. What are we looking for in this? Well, it actually tells you what you're looking for. It shows you what oil you need to transfer and where the generator is. Now, the easiest way I found to do this is to go to the oil first and trail along the path it can take. And oddly enough, this path actually leads up to the other one. After pathing it along till it meets the generator, it's time to turn on the generator. Well, while I wait for that, might as well watch some YouTube. Huh? Oh, oil's done. Time to move on. Making our way down the stairs, there's actually a new section we need to make our way into. And this is going to lead to the pump itself. Once we get in and shut off the power, we need to look for a crowbar and some gas. After putting the crowbar in this exhaust vent, we need to put the gas into a different one. And, ugh. I feel kind of bad for that guy. Not bad enough to stop, but, ugh. Turning off the gas and heading in there, there's actually a notebook on the table, and scratching that up, that doesn't seem right. Is that really the code I got? Huh. Alright then. Remember that code for later, because that's going to go to the door that we saw earlier. We need to build up enough pressure that we can get out safely. However, if we don't build enough pressure, it won't blow up like we need it to. Listen to Locke carefully here, because he's going to tell you what valves you need to spin. After turning one lock tells you it's time to turn the pump back on. And now comes the part where we run, because this goes loud quickly. Open up the room and get some extra cash that you can just throw out the window and zip your way back down to the boat. Once in the boat, you can actually run over the cash you throw out the window. Simply sit back and watch the fireworks. Explosion. Now the first thing I actually want to do on this map is find a keycard, because it makes getting to Michael a whole lot easier. Once Michael's out of the picture, I pretty much have free reign of the place. Now we're looking for audio recordings, simply for blackmail reasons. Once we get all those, we need to find the engine. That's the code? Hold on, something is very wrong. Let me do a quick restart. One quick restart later, and yeah, that is much better. I have no idea what was doing that, but it's fixed now, I guess. This code is kind of important because it goes to the engine itself. However, I'm packing a lot of crap up beforehand. Before getting to the engine, I'm going to bag up whatever paintings I found along the way, as well as this old wine that I had planted. After bagging up the engine, it's time to make our way downstairs to find the research on said engine. Luckily, it's not that difficult to get to, but we need an RFID tag, which this blonde dude has. But making our way in and messing up the shelves a lot, it's time to bag all the research for ourselves. Now once that's done, we actually have to get the scientists out of the research room. Though the game calls them witnesses, and I kinda like that. After patching lock into the intercom to get everyone out the building, we have to sneak our way in. Now the first time I actually did this heist, I got confused at this part and planted a bunch of C4 on the windows. Not a good call if you want to do this stealth. All you really gotta do is break all of these. Once those are all broken, it's just a matter of getting out.
Thank you for not disturbing passengers in the quiet.
Welcome to Counterfeit, the only Payday map I was actually able to find in VR chat. Literally the only one. I wanted Go Bank, I couldn't find one. First, we want to talk to this guy at the grill, because he's going to take us to his basement. We're going to tie him up there. After tying him up, it's time to hack our way into their secret room. Though, just hacking this one won't be enough. We need to make our way next door and hack open theirs. It's behind our bookshelf. Once that's done, we simply go in and either use the saw or a crowbar that you can find somewhere on the map. Once we're inside, we start drilling on the safe. Once it's done drilling, we attach a hose to it and fill it up with water. Once the water's done filling, we plant C4 on it, blowing it open and letting us grab this plate. Now, you could use the plate on this and start printing your own money, but frankly I've already been here for a couple hours and I don't want to do that. So after forcing our way down into the sewers and navigating through the maze, it's simply a matter of leaving. I can't think with all this racket going on. Hold on, give me a minute. Much better. So we're looking for 2 security boxes so we can shut off the lasers next to the vault. After a while, they actually kind of show you their location anyway, so I just kind of walked to them. Though we're still missing a code for the vault, so I guess I'm gonna start looking for those. The first code I found was the blue one, and it's a 0. Please don't glitch out again. Wow, Michael, I didn't know you had such an extensive Astolfo plushie collection. Laptops, where would I... Oh. Hello. I hope I'm not interrupting something important. I'm just gonna... leave. Hope you don't mind. Oh, it's the red one, and it's a 7, good, so I don't have the glitch. Oh, and the green one is also a 7. After punching in the code and putting in the key card from the birthday boy, it's time to make our way into the vault and... It's glorious. For any of you that don't know why I had this kind of reaction, that is rare. That is the blood diamond, and it almost never shows up.
This is a pleasant sensation.
Time to bag everything up and get it out. What a glorious party. No, I will not be doing overdrill. Oh, fun fact, Michael here has a twin brother on this map. His name is also Michael, and he's a civilian, but we'll get into that when he matters. Now there are 3 of these boxes on the map. We have access to 2 of them right now. The third is locked via keycard, and you'll never guess who has the keycard. That's right, it's the manager! After using his keycard to get to the third box, we need a code. After finding the code in a nearby computer, it's time to make our way to the door leading to the vault room. And oh, that's the insider actually. Hello. Easily beating her there, she opens the door for us. Now we can tie up the twin brother of Michael. Michael, we need 2 more keycards to actually enter the vault. And luckily for me, both of them were on Michael's desk. Now grabbing one keycard, you plant it on the one in Michael's desk. And the other one you gotta plant next to the vault. Huh. For some reason this wall feels like there's some odd and weird positioning that you could use to open it. That and a 30-minute timer. Ah, look at all that money. GTA wishes they had this kind of bagging speed. Anyway, after throwing all the bags in a vent and hoping no cougars are in there, it's time to make our way to the secure point. Now, after waiting what feels like years for the insider to open up the door to the staff lounge, we get everyone in there on the floor and start drilling open this safe for absolutely no reason. I've been sitting here for so long. You know, I'm just done with this. Hold on. I'm just gonna... Just kidding. You're gonna walk down the stairs with me. And yes, I did restart this heist for a joke. After bagging up everything, it's time to go. There are 4 prisoner escorts that are on this map, and you need to drill into one of them to find a specific guy. Man, this guy must need a medic bag or something. After escorting him to the construction site and sitting him down in a chair, we launch up a balloon and wait for a plane to come by and pick him up. Once it does, it's simply a matter of running like There is gonna be a car in our way, but a simple drill can fix that. After it's out of the way, it's simply more running until we reach our scuba gear, which we're going to use to escape. Though it's not like you're gonna see that. Follow that van! After reaching the crash site of said van, we need to burn it. After a while of waiting for the person inside to be persuaded to leave, it's time to escort him. After taking a long and roundabout path up the bridge, we need to wait for a helicopter. Now once the helicopter does arrive, you need to make sure that there are no cops in the landing zone. The reason for this is if you don't, the helicopter will move its position, and you'll have to walk the dude back down the bridge to get to the helicopter. This does have a stealth part to it, but I've never been able to do it successfully, so I frankly don't even bother most of the time. But the way you do it is by keeping control of all the civilians and breaking all the cameras. Though you're going to have civilians hit a panic button that you'll never see. Have fun with that. After picking up the drill, which suspiciously looks like a teddy bear, we need to drill our way through this door. Once we're inside, we need to pick one of these rooms to start drilling into as well. I picked this one and got lucky because my target was in there. Now we need to take a sample of his blood and take it to one of these machines. There are multiple of these machines around the map, which is good because you're going to need 2 samples. Once you have the first sample, now it's time to call the elevator. The cops will shut off the power, stopping the elevator's progress. Once the elevator arrives, you simply put the first sample in the jar, and if you have a second one, go grab it, and also put it in said jar. Once you have both, get all your AI or friends into the elevator. Hit the button, and make your way up. However, because you stole the blood of someone who has the Left 4 Dead virus, they're going to bomb the hospital. There are 2 things that can happen because of this. 1. The elevator brakes, then falls down to the garage level. Then you have to run your way to the exit. The second thing is, the elevator can stay intact, but freeze up. Either way, you grab a crowbar, break your way through the floor and or ceiling, and run to the exit. In my case, it stayed intact, so I run to a helicopter. Now we're going to start off by setting up a fake deal for, Happy Sugar? Happy Sugar sounds right. We give them money, but then we're immediately going to betray them and mask up. After finding the panic room, we need to find the guy with the keys. Where do we find this? Well, there are a bunch of closed doors on the map. Once you walk up to him, a gang member inside will kick the door down. And in one of these rooms, there's going to be that guy. He's heavily armored, so aim for the face. He's the one with the keys to the panic room. Now once you enter the panic room, you gotta place a bunch of saws down. Once the saws are done, you need to make your way up to the roof and clear it of snipers. That way the helicopter can drop in some C4. After planting all the C4, waiting for the explosion, you need to make your way back upstairs, cause you need to defend the area so a helicopter can drop a magnet down. After attaching the magnet, you need to once again defend the roof, so the helicopter can escape. Once it does, you need to run your ass down to ground floor, because you need to enter the basement, because in the basement is where the escape is. That being the sewers. That smell's never gonna get out of my fur. This one starts off a bit slow, but ramps up quite quickly. We're going to wait until an armored transport comes into view. Also, if you want an easy time going for a little achievement, I recommend shooting out the windows like this. Once the transport's ran into, we simply make our way to the building it crashed in, pick up some C4 we left in a bin nearby, blow open the first door, and you'll see that the truck is hanging kinda weirdly. This is why you shoot out the windows, cause every time you do, it'll land like this. If you don't, it'll be hanging the other way. After we blow open the doors, we start drilling into the safe. Now when the safe is open, you'll see it's filled with a bunch of gold. Wow, look at all the gold. Now there's a quick way of moving all of this gold. There's actually a bunch of conveyor belts. Now grabbing these are actually quite important. The first reason is because we're going to set this stack of tires on fire. This lessens the amount of snipers on the map, as well as removes any overhead helicopters. However, the other one we're going to plant in this container, which you'll see why later. But after activating the crane controls, it's going to take the blue container, which we have filled with a bit of gas. Once that finishes, we're going to activate the controls again to move the container filled with all the loot. Once that's in place, I got one thing to say. Follow the blue. We found the trap again. After setting it ablaze, you can just escape. Moving on to undercover, there's a little deal that's going down across the street. After interrupting it, you notice that a crane overhead is slowly moving. It's going to pick up a limo that a dude is hiding in. Once it drops the limo, we simply saw our way in, get him out, and if we're lucky, that's going to be sitting in there with him. Otherwise, we need a crowbar. Now we need to escort him downstairs, tie him up in a chair, and get some information out of him. Though, if he doesn't spill the beans, just give him a whack. Not too much though, or he'll pass out. Once he's done giving us the information we need, and we don't get interrupted by power outages, we simply run our way to the exit, which is on the roof. I'm a free man, yeah! Where'd my brain just go? What the f? Don't act up. Don't act up. Don't. I am in the kitchen. I'm a woman. I'm a woman now. Hello, wall. You are my friend now. Ah! Give me my arm back!